Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. How are you keeping? And today we have one more live Papo de Recruiter. And we have a very different guest today. So today we will have Carlos. So Carlos, he's a full stack engineer, and he's going to join us to explain more about his experience and share his experience. So he is not living in Ireland, not in Brazil, so not in Portugal as well. But Carlos, he's based in France. So he's going to share his experience, how he got there. So it's going to be a very, very nice chat. So just to remind you all, we have a weekly live every Tuesday. We call Papo de Recruiter, where we bring different guests just to explain about their careers in different fields. So yeah, so if you have any questions during the live, please feel free to send here, and I will ask our guests. So today is about IT, and so let me just invite Carlos. He should be joining in a few minutes. So yeah, so it's going to be very, very nice, very Carlos is joining to have a chat in English just for everyone. So let's see. Oh yeah, that was easy today. Hi Carlos, how are
Hello,
you?
hello. I'm good, thank you. And you?
Oh, good, good. Sorry, I was surprised because usually in my first attempt it doesn't work, so I have to so the guest has to request to join the live.
But
How are you
I
keeping?
assume you have a good network.
Yes, yes. How are you keeping? How is everything? You good?
All good,
Uh,
a little busy, but it's all good. And
we
you?
are all busy. Yeah, no, all good. We are very busy as well. That's good. Anyways, so Carlos, so today I just thanks so much for joining our live today.
Thank you for the
Uh,
invite.
Pleasure to have you here. So today we just want to chat. We just want to have a chat with you just to understand more about your experience, and yeah, just to know more about you, especially in the IT, field and environment. So yeah, if you can share your knowledge with all of us. Carlos, tell me. So who is Carlos? Introduce yourself first.
My name is Carlos. Well, I'm a Java developer for 10 years around.
Oh my
I've
God.
been always working with IT.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the mention you say full stack, well, technically, if I start explaining more,
Okay.
I work for you say back end or front end developer.
Okay.
So the back it technically is for the server part, is behind the scene that no one understand.
Mm-hmm.
And the front part is the visual part.
Ah,
So I
okay.
take care on the both sides.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, nice. And Carlos, so explain. So where are you based now? Just to know.
Yeah, I can give a quick overview. I worked for 5 years, first in Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
if development.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved to Dublin, to learn English as a lot of people do it.
Uh-huh. When was
Uh,
it?
was in 2017. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just have the
And
same thing being a warrior.
well,
Is it hard to work with Java?
I think everyone that works in IT needs to be a warrior. You sleep one day, the next day everything is got updated.
It's just,
You
oh
have to study.
no.
That's one bad thing for IT. You really have to keep it up and study.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And this I can say because it happened to me when I moved to Dublin. When I
Mm-hmm.
moved to Dublin in 2017, I didn't move to work directly in IT.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
was just studying English. So I stayed, I can say I stayed 2 years without work in the
Okay.
area.
2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you had 5 years experience in Brazil, and then you came to Ireland. And then you were all out of, like doing a lot of different jobs, I suppose. And then you got your first job in IT, right?
Yes, the first job I got, but it took a while.
Mm-hmm.
What I had to do was to learn a little bit. The idea was to increase the LinkedIn connections
Mm-hmm.
because all the connections you have was in Brazil. So this
Mm-hmm.
can be hard for people seeing you. So the idea was to start making connections. And
Mm-hmm.
one key point also, if understood, is to use
Yeah.
the keywords from the job description and
Mm-hmm.
try to place in your curriculum, also in your LinkedIn. I think this kind of help for them to find you.
Yeah.
And
Because
then,
yeah, no, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you.
no problem. And then I think you just need to prepare yourself and be ready. The process was a little bit different in Dublin for me, comparing to Brazil, for example. It was a little bit
Okay.
was harder, I can
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. No, I was going to say that that's a really good point, because especially when we are, changing countries, so it's like you have to have connections in the country that you're looking for the job. So
Yeah,
that's, yeah, because then you won't have visibility as well. And you have to understand the job titles that you're looking for because it might be different from country to country. Um, but yeah, so okay, so you got your first job here. What was the job title? What you were doing?
was software engineer.
Software engineer. Okay.
One
It was.
part I was one part I was developing, and another part I was doing automation tests. But anyway, it's development also.
Mm-hmm.
And it was for a company that provides a system for. It was financial system.
Okay.
So it was a system for day trading, for example.
Okay. Okay. So, but do you remember if you applied for too many jobs? How many jobs did you apply in that time? How hard was it? How many interviews? Do you have an idea? Do you remember?
Yes, I remember. Well, I applied for some before, but this I can say when I didn't have a European citizenship. So it was a little bit trickier also, depends on the company, if they apply visa for work visa. So this could be a little bit hard.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember it took a month or a month and a half
Mm-hmm.
for the whole process. So I had four interviews with the company.
Okay.
The first one
It's the
just
same
to
one.
meet in the same one. It
Okay.
was four interviews. You have a first interview, I think first with the HR, after you have with the manager,
Mm-hmm.
you have the IT team, after you have a kind of a project test to do,
Uh-huh.
show. It's
Yeah. And how was your English in that time? How was it?
it was fine. When I did my job interview for the company, I got the job, was okay. I was already comfortable and
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it helps a lot.
yeah, but in the past I used to say I'd prefer face to face.
Yeah.
It was a little bit depends on the call, on the connection.
Yeah.
It's not the same quality. So for example, as I'm speaking in review, in the past it would be a little bit hard. I would have to use earphones
Yeah.
and really concentrate myself.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's different. Yeah, I think so. It's good to be prepared for both interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so but how many interviews for different companies you had in that time? So how many interviews do you think that you did before you get your first job? Many?
Don't I just remember one or two companies that I applied before my European passport.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the visa was the
Yeah.
problem. But the company I worked, I remember I applied only to this one. The first one I applied and they called me for interview. I did all the process and
And was fine.
happily I got it by the end.
Oh, that's good.
Well,
That's a really good pass rate.
well.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so you are here in Ireland. I'm just trying to create a timeline in my head so I can understand.
I have
And
issues also on my side to remember the timeline with
that's okay. That's okay. Um, so you got this job, and how long did you stay there?
on this company around 2 years.
Two
It was
years.
around 2 years.
Okay, and then what happened after that?
Well, wasn't something I was looking for in the company. It was new stuff I learned,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't somewhere I want to stay longer.
Mm-hmm.
And after everything going on in Dublin, COVID, all the stuff, well,
Yeah.
well, my partner is from France, so you decide to move to France to have a new
Ooh.
challenge. So that's when I decided to leave everything again and start from zero.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. So, okay, when did you move to France then? Roughly
2019. Yeah.
19.
Yeah.
Okay. So, did you have the same feeling that you had when you came to Ireland? Like, okay, let me start everything over again and research about job titles and LinkedIn, everything.
Be being afraid about the job, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but not afraid about the culture, the environment, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ireland and France is not the same, but I think once you get an experience living abroad,
Yeah.
I think there is some stuff is you're ready for it.
Mm,
But to start
yeah.
from zero, yes, also because it was another language. When I moved to France, I didn't know how to speak French at all. So it was a little bit.
Now it's fluent. You have accent, French accent now. So
Well, I speak French every day now. So I'm gonna
okay.
have an accent. But this part was hard. But there is many companies. I was hoping to find a company that would accept only English speaker in the beginning,
Okay.
and then that later on I could improve myself in French.
Okay. But it was that's a really good thing that I would like to ask you. So is it hard to find a job that you can speak English only
Uh,
in France?
uh, I will say 50-50.
Okay.
I see there is a many companies that they are not English speaker.
Okay.
But the trick is when I left Dublin to move to France, in fact, I kind of got a job already.
Mm,
That's why we decided to move fast. But when I moved, the CEO of the company didn't want to go further with the contract, so he broke the contract. Wow,
oh my God, breaking news
wow.
now live. Jesus, oh my God. So why? Oh my God. So then you moved and then you had to look for a job again when you
Yeah,
were there.
yes. I didn't get so stressed because well, you need to take care of ourselves. So I was prepared if anything happened to stay, to take some holidays, I would say.
Yeah. Yes.
But I can say I think it took me 5 months to get a job in France once I moved.
Okay.
For sure, the first months I was just relaxing,
Hmm.
learning how worked everything, uh, doing all the documentation around here.
Hmm.
But I think it took around 5 months to get a job. So a friend of a friend, I would
Mm.
say, knew I was a IT guy,
Uh-huh.
and a company was looking for someone. So
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
helped me also to get a job in France was a connection. So
Yeah. Yeah.
connection is always good there.
Networking, it's really good. We never know.
Network.
Anyone can
Exactly.
refer you for any job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, and then what was your first job in France then? What was your job title and what you were doing there? Or I don't know if it's the same company that you are. I don't know.
Yeah, I still on the same company. I mean, I'm really happy where I am.
Oh, good.
And I start as a web developer or Java developer.
Okay.
And a few months later, I become a lead developer also. So I start leading a small team of developers.
Oh, that's nice.
So I'm really growing and I recognize everything. Everything is going really well.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So, what you do in a daily basis, just to understand more. So sometimes we have people that want to start their career in like software development in general, or doesn't know what language to choose. Just if you can just briefly explain what you do, I think would be a good start. Yeah.
Sure. Well, the technology, it's always depends.
Yeah, don't be so technical because I won't know. Just roughly, it's fine.
But the most famous is Java.
Yeah.
Everyone knows when you say Java. And Java started because of the university. So,
Uh-huh.
uh,
Yeah. I study IT a little bit, but yeah, I just gave up.
in fact, I started working in IT because I just like to build computers. So I chose computer science
Mhm.
as my university, my background.
In Brazil, right?
In Brazil, yes. So I did 4 years computer science just because I like computer.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about these IT stuff.
Uh-huh.
I was just playing video game, if I would say.
And you like it. But I guess you may have some people say, "Oh, you're from IT. Can I just fix my laptop or something?" No?
But it happens. Sometimes it go even further. They ask to fix a microwave, for example, or fix my TV. Yeah.
Microwave. That's new for me. I never heard that.
It can happen. It really can happen. Also to hack, yeah. Can you hack this account for me? That is always this.
Okay, yeah, so sorry I interrupted you. You were saying, yeah, about your day-to-day activities, what you do, just for us to understand. What?
Well, because I work in development, it doesn't matter the kind of system. It always depends on the business model of the company. So you are able to develop any application to use on a computer or to build a website, for example.
Okay.
You're not blocked on this subject. But on my daily basis is practically every day. Well, you follow a methodology that's called Scrum, Agile.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware about it. And
I know this.
most of the days I'm always building or developing or giving maintenance or improving, taking care of deployment or database, documentation.
Yeah. And what do you think would be the main difference? Because you have experience in Brazil. In Brazil, you are doing software development as well. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you have a really good experience. So what would be, for you, in your opinion, the main differences between Brazil, Ireland, and France in terms of work? So do you think it's the same pace? Do you think it's, I don't know, what's your opinion? What's the differences for you?
Let me think about it.
Complex.
It's been a while. Well, is one thing I can say for sure. The working hours in Brazil, in Ireland, are kind of the same. Are really similar. In France, usually is 1 hour less per day, so it's not 80 hours a day, 7 hours. Or you can do also 8 hours a day. Um, It's the only thing I can say, but this could happen in any company also in Brazil, is the way how people work, or you know, the architecture. For me, is kind of similar. What's changed is always the language. Even if you feel comfortable working English or whatever the language, I feel it's not the same as working your own language.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no, and I don't know, but in terms of like thinking about a cultural fit, for example. So I don't know, but the impression that I have that is in Brazil, we work harder. We tend to work harder to demonstrate that we are working. I don't know if you have the same feeling. And here it's a little bit, it depends of where you are working, yes. But we are more workaholic, you know, we tend to work more, I think, comparing Brazil and Ireland. So do you think?
Yes, I always heard this also as well. But by the end, for me, it really depends on the person.
Yeah,
I've met
the company.
people in Dublin that was really they finish 5 p.m. 4:59, getting ready to leave already,
Yeah.
and some is staying 2, 3 hours longer in the company to show more service. So by the end, I think it really depends. I cannot say so much also because I had only one experience in Dublin.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I think I don't know.
But was mixed. For me, it's the
Yeah,
same, 50-50, where people really worked hard for working a lot.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. Okay, so why did you decide to go to Java, or Java chose you?
I would say okay. I would say Java chose me because it was kind of the first language I learned from university. So I had to study this language anyway.
Yeah.
Um, beside of the university and checking a look on, how can I say, an internship career, most of the companies were looking for Java developers. So because of this, I decided to do a lot of extra courses side of the university, and I said, well, it's gonna be Java.
Java it is.
And I didn't have issue also if the language for me was good,
Okay,
so I was
okay,
kind of lucky.
okay.
I think I could say I was lucky to choose computer science because by the end I really like what I do, and
Oh, that's good. That's really good. Yeah, you always like it IT, even that you didn't know what was IT.
yeah.
So it's good. It worked. That's nice. And for people that are graduating or maybe thinking to choose what language. So what would you recommend? Would you recommend Java, or just, depends of, I don't know, what would be your advice on what language to choose, who is keen to go to software development?
Yes, that's the point. For me, if you're looking for web development, uh, for sure, I would advise to go to Java. There is other kind, depends on the objective of the company.
Yeah.
You never goes also with Java. So always depends on what you're building. But in general, web development, well, I have only experience working with Java, but Java is just one small part. There is plenty of technology around that I use as well, not only Java.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Mm,
And for the people that are planning to live abroad, so like you did when you came here to Ireland and you went to France. So what would be your recommendation for people that wants to, like yourself, that wants to restart their career in software development and with experience back home? Yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing I was always doing. It's because of the interview. If you really want to, for example, let the guy know you know what you're talking about, the subject, for sure you have to practice a lot and study as well. But the key point is when you build something ourselves and you get limited just following Udemy or videos on YouTube, everything, you get a little bit limited on what you're building. So the thing is, sometimes, when you have a friend of yours asking, I have an idea of an application, I'd like to do this, could you help me? Or you try to create a product by yourself, but you need to create kind of a real product and try to build it at the same time as a student. This was one thing that helped me. It takes longer, but you try to build something kind of real.
That's
And not just trying to build these small things, but try to build a really big system. Because in this case, you can find the kind of problems that the company has as well. So this give you kind of give an experience that you're gonna be able to talk in a job interview, even if you don't have experience in a company. And these things always helped me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I always recommend some of our clients to, have projects and be able to explain about it, really learn,
Yes.
Because there is no other way around IT.
Yes.
So
Only tutorial is not gonna
no,
make you go further.
not just for the certificate. You have to really learn how to do it. Oh, good. My last question is, what would you say to Carlos when you came to Ireland, 2017?
2017.
What would you say to Carlos in 2017 when you were looking for a job and you couldn't find it, especially you were looking for a job for 2 years? What would you say to Carlos?
Well, you always need to keep it going. Doesn't matter if you get a negative answer, right? No. You cannot think negative. You have to think positive, and think positive will be always the answer. Otherwise, it just push you down.
Yeah.
And everything arrives on time.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Carlos. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for all your, your knowledge and sharing your experience with all of us. We may invite you soon again, Joan, to come and to share your experience, but it was really good. Thank you so much for your
Thank you
time.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Let me disconnect.